Team 17 has just launched their Halloween sale with discounts on some of the best indie titles around. From spine-tingling horrors to thrilling adventures, this sale has something for everyone looking to add a little fright to their game library. Let's dive into the top games you don't want to miss out on in this sale.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Save Earth. Restore balance.
Batora, Lost Heaven is an action RPG that combines a choice-driven story with hack-and-slash combat in a richly designed universe. Players take on the role of Avril, a young girl with the unique power to balance her physical and mental prowess. The game features dual combat mechanics where you need to balance your mind and body abilities to overcome enemies and solve puzzles. Decisions players make throughout the journey impact both the world and the story's direction, adding layers of replayability and narrative depth. Unique dual combat system, choice-based storyline, and a beautiful, colorful art style that contrasts the game's darker undertones.
From the abyss, the sentient being is born to save our realm from the corruption's thorn.
Set in a mysterious medieval world, the Serpent Rogue is an open-ended sandbox adventure where players take on the role of the Warden. This alchemist explores a cursed land to prevent the spread of corruption. The gameplay revolves around crafting potions, discovering the secrets of the world, and finding ways to survive against increasingly dangerous creatures. Players must manage resources, tame creatures, and interact with NPCs as they try to uncover the dark secrets that plague the land. Unique alchemy and crafting systems, highly atmospheric world with a gothic art style, and sandbox exploration with survival elements. Blasphemous is a dark, brutal action platformer set in a twisted world inspired by Spanish religious iconography. Players assume the role of the Penitent One, a silent knight on a mission to end a cycle of suffering. The gameplay combines challenging combat, intricate level designs, and a rich, macabre aesthetic. With its grotesque enemies and haunting religious themes, the game offers a unique mix of atmosphere, lore, and precise combat. Gorgeous pixel art, brutal difficulty, and a dark storyline steeped in religious horror. It's highly praised for its unique setting and meticulously crafted levels. Dredge mixes fishing with horror in a deceptively peaceful-looking game. Players are fishermen exploring an archipelago, catching fish and completing tasks for villagers. However, the more they venture out, the more they realize that the waters are filled with strange and terrifying creatures. The DLC adds more sea monsters, special encounters, and mysterious locations that expand on the eerie lore of the world. Unique blend of fishing and horror, mysterious lore, haunting underwater creatures, and an open-ended approach to gameplay with lots of exploration.
But on this ascending path of penitence, the Arch-Confraternity awaits you.
The sequel to Blasphemous, Blasphemous 2 follows the same dark themes, but with enhanced graphics, deeper combat mechanics, and new abilities. Players return as the Penitent One, now with expanded combat options and the ability to wield multiple weapons, each with unique skills and effects. The game explores even more nightmarish visuals and bosses, deepening the lore and horror elements established in the first game. Advanced combat mechanics, larger world with more exploration options, and refined visual design with grotesque bosses and new powers. Set during the First World War, Conscript is a survival horror game that combines classic horror gameplay with a historical setting. Players assume the role of a French soldier searching for his missing brother in the midst of war-torn trenches. The game draws from classic survival horror mechanics, focusing on limited resources, tense atmosphere, and puzzle solving, all while presenting a unique and haunting historical backdrop. Survival horror with limited resources, atmospheric and dark visuals that add tension, and a story-driven experience. Hell Let Loose is a large-scale, realistic World War II tactical shooter with a heavy focus on teamwork and strategy. It pits players in 50v50 battles across expansive maps based on real locations. Unlike fast-paced shooters, Hell Let Loose emphasizes realism, with communication and strategy as key components. Each team has specific roles, and success depends on coordinating with others to manage supplies, vehicles, and reinforcements. Intense realism, team-based tactical gameplay, historically accurate maps, and a strong community of dedicated players who enjoy military simulation.
Good luck out there, Go kick some ass.
Trepang 2 is a fast-paced, action-packed FPS that offers intense combat with a unique twist: time manipulation. As a super soldier with the power to slow down time, players engage in high-octane battles filled with brutal gunplay and advanced physics. The game draws inspiration from classic FPS titles, focusing on frenetic combat and high replayability, with a variety of weapons, abilities, and tactical options. Visceral, bloody combat, unique time-slowing mechanics, and advanced AI that make for intense and strategic gunfights.
We owe their families closure. Go over everything.
We had some good times there, didn't we? Can't believe they're all gone.
There is an atmosphere on this ship. He's distrustful and always looking over his shoulder.
Thalassa, Edge of Abyss is a survival game set in the deep ocean, where players explore a world filled with stunning, yet deadly, underwater life. It combines exploration with survival mechanics as players manage resources and fend off threats from both the environment and sea creatures. The game's visuals capture the beauty and danger of the ocean depths, and its survival elements add an extra layer of immersion. Beautiful underwater environments, immersive survival gameplay, and a unique approach to open-world exploration that's set in the ocean's abyss. Autopsy Simulator is a blend of medical simulation and psychological horror. Players work as a forensic pathologist conducting autopsies to uncover the causes of death. However, as they progress, they experience increasingly strange and disturbing events. The game is both educational and haunting, with realistic autopsy mechanics that slowly reveal a sinister storyline. Warcana is a strategic fantasy card game that combines deck-building mechanics with RPG elements. Players create powerful card decks to engage in battles, each with unique spells, characters, and powers. The game's setting is a mystical world where players explore, build alliances, and compete against others in tactical card duels. Warcana focuses on deep lore, intricate strategies, and a vast array of customizable decks, appealing to fans of strategic and collectible card games. The Escapists 2 is a sandbox strategy game where players attempt to break out of prison by crafting tools, planning escapes, and navigating the routines of prison life. Each prison has unique layouts, security levels, and challenges. Players must manage daily routines while gathering resources and allies to execute complex escape plans. The game's quirky pixel art style and humor make it engaging and fun to strategize different escape routes.
If you're listening to this, I'm probably dead.
Forrest, it's the Whistling Man.
What the hell?
Killer Frequency puts players in the role of a radio DJ in a small town where a mysterious killer is on the loose. As the DJ, you'll receive calls from locals in danger, and it's up to you to guide them through perilous situations live on air. The game combines decision-based dialogue with a tense horror atmosphere, creating a unique interactive thriller experience. The outcome depends on how well you handle each call, blending suspense and puzzle solving.
My king.
Our steward rules a populace who call themselves the Tribe of the Dawn. They are primitive people. They gather wood and reeds to build their structures.
Gord is a dark, Slavic-inspired survival strategy game where players build a settlement while facing supernatural threats and hostile elements. Tasked with leading a tribe, players must gather resources, construct defenses, and manage the sanity of the townsfolk. The game's dark atmosphere and challenging resource management make it a mix of survival and strategy with psychological horror elements, as the supernatural enemies test both the settlement's strength and resilience. Dark, folklore-inspired setting, survival strategy gameplay, psychological horror elements, and complex resource management. Thymesia is a fast-paced, dark action RPG set in a plague-ridden world where players control Corvus, a mysterious character wielding powerful plague-based abilities. The combat is challenging, with a focus on parries, counters, and the use of special abilities that harness the power of the plague. The game's setting is inspired by gothic and horror aesthetics, with intense boss battles and atmospheric environments. Challenging combat, plague-based abilities, haunting gothic setting, and rewarding boss encounters. The Unliving is a dark fantasy roguelike where players control a necromancer who can raise the dead to build an undead army. As you progress through procedurally generated maps, you'll face enemies, unlock new abilities, and collect resources to grow your horde. Every death provides a chance to learn and grow stronger, with randomized levels and permadeath adding to the game's replayability. The necromancy mechanics are a standout, allowing players to use fallen enemies as minions. Set during World War II, Classified France 44 is a tactical, turn-based strategy game that focuses on covert operations by the Allied forces in occupied France. Players command a team of operatives to complete missions, each requiring stealth, tactical planning, and precise execution. Headbangers is a quirky, rhythm-based battle royale where players compete in various rhythm minigames to outlast each other. The game features an array of minigames that challenge players' sense of rhythm, with cute characters and fun, fast-paced rounds. The focus on rhythm-based mechanics within a competitive multiplayer format is unique, and each round offers a fresh twist on traditional battle royale gameplay. The Night Witch is a beautifully illustrated Metroidvania game that blends fast-paced shoot-'em-up combat with exploration and RPG elements. Players take on the role of a magical Night Witch who must battle her way through a colorful but dangerous world using both spells and combat abilities. The game's combat is both ground and air-based, offering a mix of classic Metroidvania exploration with bullet hell elements. Bravery and Greed is a co-op dungeon crawler that mixes roguelike mechanics with beat-'em-up action. Players can choose from various character classes, each with unique skills, and venture through procedurally generated dungeons filled with enemies, treasures, and traps. The game offers couch and online co-op, with a focus on fast, fun, and chaotic combat, as well as loot-based progression that encourages replayability. That's a wrap on the spookiest deals Team 17 has to offer this Halloween. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found a game to try, and let us know in the comments which one you'll be picking up. Make sure to subscribe for more game recommendations and sale updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.